Hello, everyone. My name is Suniti, and I'm a Springboarder at Girls Spring, and I'm here with several other Springboarders to talk about our second week of quarantine and our experience and how everything's going. So if the rest of the Springboarders would introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Iona.
Hey, I'm Alexa.
I'm Suniti, and so Iona and Alexa, who are Springboarders, we're here to talk about what life has been like for us so far and how our second week of quarantine has been, and especially how learning has been for us. Some schools have transitioned to online learning. Mine has already transitioned, and what education is going to look like in the future, considering that all the Alabama public schools have been shut down for the rest of the year. So if you, Iona and Alexa, would like to just chime in and just talk about your experiences.
At this point, we haven't really started school, but the fact that we're not going back hasn't really fully sunk in.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think it will until we start having online classes and really not going back.
Yeah.
Yeah, with my school, okay, because we're really internet-based anyway. So I think, like, the issue with me is that I enjoy, like, going to school with my friends. So, like, e-learning itself, I don't think is the issue. Just, like, the interactions I'm going to miss. Like, I really enjoy being in the classroom environment.
The environment's so different because at school, I always feel pressure, like, hey, take your schoolwork seriously, make sure you get this done before this deadline and whatnot. But at home, it's so easy just to be more relaxed and not take school work so seriously.
It's really easy to blow it off.
You would think that you could be so much more productive with like a completely flexible schedule, but it's so hard with the flexibility to feel like it's important to do anything.
So next week I'll also be it'll be my second week of distance learning. So I have a lot of work to look forward to.
Exactly.
And also just as a senior, because this is my last year of high school, it kind of sucks as well as like the social interactions that, you know, we're going to miss formal, or I know you guys have prom. So like I'm going to miss formal, and I'm going to miss some senior events like senior skip day and senior prank and roast pig and senior breakfast, all these like senior traditions that my school does. It's really hard because I'm not going to be able to partake in those and create memories with my friends. It'll be a while before I see my teachers again. Considering I'll be going to college, and you know I'm going to have to make time during the college year to go back and visit my teachers. And if I go out of state, it's going to be even harder too, because you know driving and transportation.
Out of state.
Yeah, and I'm really going to miss my teachers because like I feel like all of our teachers as a whole, they're really caring and they're like just good people to talk to.
I'm very lucky. I had very good teachers who really cared about my well-being and how well I did. So that's going to be hard.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, like, right now that's, like, a big change is, like, AP testing.
AP testing.
Yeah, because, like, I was supposed to take the AP Lit exam this year, along with other things. You know, like, AP Lit is, like, 3 essays and multiple choice. And now they're just cutting it down to 1 essay, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
That's a big difference.
That is a big difference. I remember taking AP Lit. It was, like, the 3 essays, that was, you really had to grind in for that with the short amount of time that you had.
Yeah. But I guess it's like, it's good and bad, I think, because now you only have to write 1. But like for people who are already preparing to like write 3, it's kind of like, what do I do now?
And it's also like, because they're giving us so much leeway, like so much, they're kind of putting it on us to know the information, because these, if you're shortening a 3-hour test to 45 minutes, the questions are not going to be kind.
Yeah.
Like, at all.
College Board, I saw they I think they're offering free classes or something like that.
They are.
They are.
They really are. And it's also like cool because now I can also look at classes that I don't have in my school, and like looking at like AP Music Theory, and I'm like, ooh, that's cool. And I can like sit in for that class, you know, like that's something I can do. I have access to that information now, which is kind of cool.
That's really interesting.
So, like, are all the tests going to be essays?
Yeah.
Like, all the
yeah, they've cut down everything.
Oh, yeah, because I have to take 3 of them, and I'm like, not feeling this.
I have to take 5, and I don't know what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
So that'll be, like, a big transition for AP testing, because I'm taking 2 AP exams, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Since you guys are sorry.
I feel like the essay is better depending because you like can make up more stuff, not make up stuff, but like recall more like information down.
Yeah, it depends on like what like for my essay ones, I'm good. For AP Physics, I'm like and for computer science, I have to write code.
Also, since you guys are juniors, I know I'm like done with like ACT, SAT testing because I'm a senior. But like, how is that looking for you? Like the process for that? If you guys are still like are still testing for the ACT and the SAT.
We took our test March 10th, so like I'm really just waiting on those. And I said that like after my scores come, I'm just gonna go ahead and start applying for colleges since like I have all this time on my hands, so I might as well.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I was like, oh my god, what's like. We're already there. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But my mom started making me take the ACT my sophomore year, and I wasn't very happy about it, but I am now.
Yeah.
I'm glad
me too. I did my sophomore year.
And I got a decent score the first time, but I took it again in March. Like, also on that like train of thought, like for people that are trying to apply to very competitive schools, this is not good.
It's really not, because like if you haven't already been accepted, it's kind of hard to like,
especially if you were like waiting for this summer or this time to be like whenever you did your big thing, like whether it's the sport or
and also
science fair
thing. With athletes, like ones that were trying to like prove themselves this spring, like, they have nothing left to do. I think that's really sad.
And, like,
I wonder how universities will respond to this.
Like throughout school, they tell us like we need to be prepared before we get to senior year. I think so. Some like of the seniors is like a rude awakening, and they're like, I should have like not try harder, but I should have like tried to prepare before. But with the athletes, I feel like that's harder because
it's like, not like them, you know, like there's they have to wait.
Yeah, because it's not something that you can like make good grades for, and like people have to like come and see you and recruit you. It's not the same.
Yeah, exactly. It must be really tough for people who are really counting on their athletic success to really get them into college. So I know I have like several classmates. I know people from my school who, you know, they're going to really good colleges, and that's because they're student athletes. So that's a really tough experience for people who are student athletes right now.
Yeah, and then even the ones that weren't going to be like recruited, they can't even go to tryouts because like the colleges are closed.
In all seriousness, it's just, and also we're like saying this, and we're lucky to like be able to continue our educations, and for that to not be really like our lives will like we will move on, but
because then also like even students that like go to our schools, we don't know like everyone's like story or whatever, and some people like they don't have the same access to like certain pieces of technology that they need to like be successful, and I think that's really one of the big issues.
And some people have like unstable households, and I've already had friends people I know at school who had to like move in with a friend because they can't handle what's going on at home. And they shouldn't have to, but this is just so hard on a lot of people.
I mean, social distancing is the best way to contain the virus.
Yes, exactly.
It's like what we have to do, but I mean, it's really taking tolls on people.
Yeah, experiencing like domestic abuse at home, or like just in general, the people that are struggling with mental health. It's devastating.
What I'm hoping that this virus does show us is that even though it might be hard for some people to work at home, and home isn't always the best place for everyone, there are people. I think this virus has shown that weak people can work from home, and that as a society, I think that we have been putting too much, I guess, emphasis on going to work every day and doing this and doing that and being this productive. But I think the virus has shown us that, hey, people can work from home. We can be more flexible, and we shouldn't be so harsh on people when it comes to like, for example, like paying rent. I know a lot of people are having trouble paying rent because of the virus. So I think it shows a society that we can be more compassionate and really care about people.
I agree with that. And I think
this virus situation showed me.
It affects everyone, which is kind of sad that we've had to we have to come to something. It's had to come to this for people to like really understand each other, because
let's like treat people like people.
And this affects everyone. Like compassion makes sense to more people now.
And then, like, also, I was talking about this yesterday with my parents because, like, my mom works from home, and she's worked from home for, like, 10 years, I think. Mm-hmm. And then my little brother used to be homeschooled, and she was like, well, homeschool kids, nothing's really changing, like, education-wise. Mm-hmm. Nothing's changing for them. They're just still still at school. So mm-hmm. it's like they're not having, like, a big change in their environment of learning because they're just in the same place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think one of the hardest things is not being able to, I know for me, like in 2 weeks, I don't think I haven't been to like the grocery store or like a gas station.
One of the issues with me is that like our job, because I work at Chick-fil-A, and they changed our hours from 6 to 10 to like 8 to 8. But they're also like cutting down on staff and the number of people on shift because we don't have a drive-through, so we already don't need that many people.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and wrap up our discussion on talking about like our life, just like our challenges we had during our second week of quarantine. I want to move to something a little more positive. So now since we have like so much time on our hands, cooking is now like a really fun thing to do. I know I've baked some, I just baked some muffins like a couple of days ago. And so I guess like I want to ask you guys, what are your favorite things to eat or to make in your free time? Any recipes that you want to share?
Yeah, I haven't made this in a while, but I used to make cheesecake because cheesecake is like probably one of my favorite desserts because I really don't like desserts like that, but I love cheesecake. But I haven't made one in a while, so I think I'm just going to start back.
I made pasta a few nights ago, and we're making like paneer right now. It's like an Indian, you know, like it's an Indian cheese. We're literally making cheese right now. But no, that has been something that, like, you know, we can, like, work on things. And, like, as an Indian classical dancer, I haven't really been able to give a lot of time to that because it's kind of always just had to be an afterthought because I don't have time scheduled for that outside of, like, a dance class. And I've been able to have time to really focus and devote myself to that. But, like, with cooking, like, I've been able to get more into my culture and, like, those foods, which has been really nice.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that, like, quarantine does. It makes us, like, not, like, find ourselves, but find the big things in ourselves. But, like,
Yeah.
It
really gives us a chance to reconnect with things that, you know, that we used to love or we really like to do, but we don't have any more time to do. So it's really awesome, the point you brought about, Ian, about really taking time to sort of get back into your culture and cook Indian food. And did you say that are you still like practicing dance even though dance practices not being a thing? So that's
and
really
like
good too.
I had really put it on like the back burner, honestly, and I was going to just kind of focus more on it as an adult and just kind of spend this time to work on things that really affected college admission, but now I don't have to. So so here we are, and honestly that's been nice.
That's really good.
Yeah, and then I said that I was going to start running because, like, I used to play sports, but I quit. But I really miss, like, being active because it just made my heart feel better. So I was like, now that I have time, I can just, like, go outside, run up and down the street. Yeah.
Weather honestly has been really nice here. So it's honestly, like, perfect weather. Just, like, go out for a walk and just take some time to spend outside.
I miss going outside, like, all the time. I miss walking around.
So speaking of, like, socializing with people and whatnot, it's really hard for people who are staying in nursing homes.
Well, like, one of my grandmothers, she lives, like, 25 minutes away from me, and the other one lives, like, 3 hours away from me. So the one that lives closest to me, she's like, "Oop, y'all need to stay at home." Other grandmother that lives 3 hours away, she owns a church, so she, like, leaves the house every day and just talks to people as she should. And my mom, like, tells her, she's like, "No, you don't need to, like, keep going to these places that you usually go to. Because, like, your immune system is almost already compromised."
Iona, what's the situation with your grandparents?
I haven't seen my grandparents in 10 years because they live in India.
Yeah.
And I'm in as, like, I talk to them as much as I can, but I really haven't talked to my mother in a very long time. And any of my grandparents, actually. So it's just kind of been, like, it hasn't really been different. It is scary. But I do know that they're taking the necessary precautions because, like, in India, they're under curfew. They've been under curfew.
Yeah.
India has taken it seriously, like, the entire time. It's been a big, like,
that's good.
Yeah, that's good. Like, considering how many people
shut down, like, borders were shut down immediately because India and China have a long history of trade, and not only by, like, plane, by foot, like, people, like, on their own. It's not like a people facilitate this trade themselves, but that was fully shut down like a long time ago. So like India, even though India is so close and there's so many people in India doesn't even like, they're not even in the top 10 for most cases because they shut down so long ago.
Yeah. So yeah, like the US is the first in cases, which is really scary. So just we're wrapping up this whole podcast now. If you guys could say one positive thing for both of you that has come out of this quarantine.
I've got to spend more time with my mom because I'm normally so busy with everything that I'm doing that I kind of come home to sleep.
I'm glad you're spending time with your family and Lexa getting enough sleep. For me, I've been able to relax a little bit more and focus on my mental health. So I'm just going to wrap this podcast up. Thank you so much, Iona. Thank you so much, Alexa, for talking with me about this. And to the people who are listening, thank you for listening, and visit girlspring.com for more info.